Hello, music lovers and conversationalists. Welcome to the channel and welcome to another episode of Friday First. Today's artist is one that I'm excited to share with you and give my thoughts on. And it is an artist that, or I should say, a band that really started my love for all things classic rock, hard rock, and metal, etc., etc. And it really has a special spot in my heart and my music collection, and it really just I think is the best debut album I ever heard, or one of the best, I should say. It's definitely in my top three. This album not only sparked a successful career for a band that came out of the late 70s, but it sparked and ignited a string of six albums that a lot of people say are the best six consecutive albums ever released. And I'm talking about Van Halen's debut album, which was released in February of 1978, produced by Ted Templeman. He also produced or co-produced albums for the Doobie Brothers, Aerosmith, Van Morrison, and Little Feat, just to name a few. This album is just electrifying. It's full of raw power, raw energy that just commands your attention from beginning to end. The set list or the track listing for this album is just outstanding. The only thing that I think I would change with this is instead of having Running with the Devil as number one, I would put it at After Eruption, and the second song I would pick for the track listing would be You Really Got Me, the Kinks cover, which I prefer over the original by the Kinks. I think Van Halen just really doubled down on this particular cover and made it their own. So then after that, I would have Running with the Devil and Atomic Punk for the first four off the album. So just a quick recap, I would start the album off with Eruption, then You Really Got Me, and then followed up by Running with the Devil and Atomic Punk. I think that would be a great first four track listings for the album if I was the head producer, but I was not. I was only 3 years old at the time. So, but yeah, I remember picking this album up in high school on CD and just really loving every minute of it. And now I have it on vinyl. No longer have it on CD, but I'm happy to have it on vinyl format. And it's not too bad of a copy, as you can see. I'll take the sleeve off here. The front is in pretty good shape, and the back, little record ring there, but that's to be expected. And the album itself is very clean, sounds great. Speaking of the album itself, some of the albums that also came out in 1978 that really were, in my opinion, not too much competition for this album were the Cars. They released their debut album in June of 78. The Stones, who were kind of looking to recapture some of their popularity, if you will, came out with Some Girls, and I will not sing the chorus part there or the high notes there that Jagger does to spare your eardrums. I really can't carry a tune. They were still kind of in their disco phase with that Some Girls album, which is definitely not in my top 10, but it's fun to listen to every once in a while. And I know they were just trying to have that disco sound to stay relevant, but it really doesn't work for me. So, and the other two albums are ones released by The Who with Who Are You, and sadly that is the last album that Keith Moon would be featured on as the drummer, and that was released in mid-August of 78, and then Another finale in terms of band members exiting was the release of Black Sabbath's Never Say Die, and that was the last time they would work with Ozzy, at least for a while, that is. And those four albums are all good albums in their own right, but I really think Van Halen blew them all out of the water with their debut release and Never Look Back. Nothing against those albums, but after giving them all a listen to and going back and listening to Van Halen's debut album, it just really, there's no comparison, there's no competition. Van Halen wins hands down. Speaking of the debut album, the runners up for this particular album are Ain't Talking About Love, which I think has some punk elements to it. This song is, it's just got that unforgettable intro there that we all know and love, and it's just a great song in general. The next song on here is Eruption. I think it could have been put in my top three favorites, but this is just, you know, Eddie Van Halen is just on such a higher level than anybody else in the guitar world and music world in this particular song, and it really captures his talents as a guitarist, which are just out of this world, and why I think he's the best of the best. Another thing about this album is not only do they kind of branch off a little bit into punk rock with or elements of punk with Ain't Talking About Love, but if you listen to Feel Your Love Tonight, and also Jamie's Crying, I think those have a bit of a pop element to them, which shows that Van Halen's not afraid to venture into the pop world in the music industry. So those are the runners up. The three songs that I think are the best on the album, and there's really not a bad song on here. It's just how you like the songs, and our tastes change, but I think these are pretty much solid, so I don't know if they'll change anytime soon, but it's possible they could. Coming in at number 3 is Ice Cream Man, which is another cover on the album. It's a blues original by Chicago blues man John Brem, who his original version is awesome, but Van Halen did a nice tribute with this one. Really did a nice job with David Lee Roth on acoustic right before all hell broke loose, and they just go all out rocking on this one. I think Ice Cream Man deserves to be in the top 3 for my favorites. Coming in at number 2 is the opening hit, Running with the Devil. This song is just a high octane adrenaline rush. It hits you like a freight train, and you gotta hold on for dear life when you're listening to this, and just really blows your eardrums away, and it leaves you breathless pretty much, and it's just such a thrill ride to listen to. And coming in at number 1 is Atomic Punk. Again, this is an adventure of a song. It really has so much going on for it, from shredding displayed by Eddie in the opening intro, I should say, to this song, and also it really is just high energy through and through, and really deserves to be number 1. I love how they keep coming back to that guitar shredding theme a couple of times in the song, and it really just leaves me wanting more in terms of that particular song, and such a awesome song to listen to and just crank it up and forget all your troubles from the day or whatever, or just have a good time and rock out. So that's my review and my thoughts on Van Halen's debut album. And once again, as you can see, it's a pretty good copy from the album cover. It's a little beat up, not too bad, but show you the album itself again. Really good shape and sounds very good. And I'm happy to have found a copy, and also more happy to share my thoughts on it. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye bye.